Tell me when you're ready.
All right, we're recording.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to week 5 of our 6 weeks of success call. We're so excited that you guys have been here for every one of these calls. And I can tell that it's making a difference in your businesses because just talking to my girls, and I know Tina talking to her girls, I mean, things are happening. People are joining our teams. Sales are going up. So this is amazing, and these calls, all they do are help you to be better at your business and what you do because we're enhancing all of our skills with these calls. So I'm super excited. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not going to be here next Sunday because I'm going to be on a cruise ship.
Yay, that's so awesome.
So Tina's going to be running the call. But I'm going to make sure I talk to my girls before I leave on Friday so we can at least connect before the next call. So if you can, try to listen to your assignments and stuff early in the week. But anyway,
Miriam, and I do want to say before I forget, next week after our call, you're going to want to try to have 4 parties booked for May. Because if you have 4 parties on your calendar for May, I'm going to have you guys stay after on the call, and I have some exciting news to share with you. But you have to have 4 parties on your calendar to participate in that exciting news. So, and I know some of you already.
I'm curious. I already know what she's talking about. What'd you say?
I said some of my girls are already almost there with their 4 parties in May. So that's exciting.
I think I'm there.
Yeah, I think several of our girls are too. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, well, let's talk about let's talk a little bit about what we've gone through. I mean, we don't have to recap everything, but we've made it to week 5, and we've done a lot of discussing it. Well, you guys have done a lot of listening and training on host coaching. And how did everybody's recruiting do this week? I mean, I know Deb just recruited somebody else yesterday. She's just killing this, and it's amazing. I mean, you're breaths away from directorship.
I meant what
awesome.
I said. I meant what I said about being a director next month. I meant it.
I know, and they have some really fun things that they're setting up for directors at the conference. So you are not going to want to miss any of that.
Is it a PJ party?
Well, the PJ party, and then they announced our speaker for our training session. So it's going to be good. But yeah. So who else? Does anybody else have anything they want to share about the recruiting training that we had this past week? And if you've worked on anything or tried anything and what your results were? Anyone want to share?
Well, I'm this close, like I said earlier, to maybe my first recruit.
Woohoo!
And I did tell her that, she could get the kit and not do anything with it, but she's probably going to want to do something with it. And I shared with her about the whole having her friends over and opening it up in front of them and then watch the orders come right in because they're going to want what she has. Right. So I'm really, really, really hoping that she's going to join this next event that I have set up for tomorrow. And I'll have her. I really hope so.
Deb, I offered her yours and my services if she needs help with anything.
Absolutely.
Just so you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. She knows.
Yeah,
it.
So that's.
She knows I'm behind her all the way. And actually, my new recruit, we're already talking about a open the box party, and
cool.
Maybe have some dip, a little bit of dip. Everybody watch her open the box. She's gonna have catalogs in the box. So, let me pass out a catalog to everybody. So,
I love that call. I love that, calling it open the box party.
Yep.
That's a fun idea.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, following all the host coaching, recruiting, booking, all the things that we talked about, this week's lesson is about customer care. And we've hinted a little bit about that in the past and in our team meetings and everything. But we're also, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with a couple of screens. So hang on one second while I find what I'm doing. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Today we're gonna be discussing customer care, customer service. And you can see here that visual customer service sets you apart from the competition. Good customer service sets you apart from everybody else. Who are your guests going to think of when they need something? Naturally, they're going to think of you, but only if they like you and if they remember you. So the key is just having your party isn't good enough. You've got to build relationships with these people, and that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about tonight. And I will be sharing these PowerPoint slides on our page, because as you see when we're talking tonight, there's going to be some scripts that you can use for emailing and phone calling, so you kind of have some words to say. But one good service experience can change a customer's entire perception about you and your business. How many of you believe that's true?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
One good service experience. Just take, for instance, before we go on, if you're at a restaurant, you're going to know if your server is taking good care of you, aren't you?
Mhm.
And you're going to pay them and you're going to tip them because they really went above and beyond the call of duty to take good care of you. You recognize that. On the flip side, you also recognize when you have a crappy server
Mhm.
and you're just like, what in the world? You know? So in regards to the Pampered Chef, one good service experience is going to change your customers' entire perception about you and your business. Customers are your greatest asset, so maintaining relationships is the most important element of your business. You want to keep them happy, and you want to keep them coming back to you. So they generate your sales, they increase your bookings, they bring you new consultants onto your team, and they help you earn more money. Of course, it's important to consistently add customers to your lists, but you've already done hard work with your existing customers, right? So taking the time to provide ongoing service to them will only result in customer loyalty, more sales, and a healthy business. So we've talked about this a gazillion times, but this is what we're going to be talking about, the 222 method of customer service. And a lot of you may be already doing this. This is something that I'm passionate about. I don't do it as consistently on a regular basis, and that's just because of my crazy schedule, but I'm very intentional about making sure I'm talking to my people one way or another. So within 2 days after the show, you want to send everyone that attended the party a group email, like within 24 hours. You want to thank them for coming. Do we have some background noise happening?
I just muted everybody, so it should take care of it.
Okay, cool. You want to thank them for coming and then reiterate how fun the party was. You want to remind your guests about the opportunity to host their own party by enticing them with the host rewards. And you also want to plant seeds for consulting opportunities. And lastly, you want to personalize the email to your new friends with fun snapshot that you took at the party. So taking pictures at your party or Facebook Living at your party, those are all really, really good things to do to help people to connect with you a little bit better. How many of you are actually reaching out to your guests right after they have their party? Some of you are probably doing it during the party. If you're doing virtual shows, you're probably communicating with them right there on the party, which is great. But if you haven't been doing this, I highly recommend that within 24 hours, you reach out to these people, or, within 2 days, reach out to everybody at the party. A lot of times I thank them for coming, and I also share the recipe from the party that we did. And then I also invite them to my cooking class that I do once a month. So that's kind of what I do with my letters or my emails that I send to everybody at the party. Here are some words that you can say in an email for this initial call within 2 days. So the subject line in the email will be thanks for coming. And then you can say, dear new friends and amazing chefs, I wanted to extend a big thank you to all of you who came to Tina's party last night. It was great meeting all of you, and I can't wait for the next party. If any of you are interested in hosting the next one, please let me know. We can have a fantastic time again, and you'll get some wonderful host rewards just for having some people over. Doesn't that sound good? I still have a couple of dates available on blah, 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 blah. You would specifically put those dates in. So please let me know if you'd like to save one for you. I'd like to give Tina credit for her friends booking a party. And by the way, did you think it looked like I was having too much fun to be working? Let's talk. You might be curious if a consultant could work for you. You might be curious if being a consultant could work for you or someone you know. So it's simple, profitable, flexible, and fun. I might be biased, but I highly recommend it. So that's a very simple email. Just, it's really up and encouraging. And if you prefer, instead of sending an email, you might want to use a phone call, and you can say, hey, Deb, I just wanted to thank you for coming to Tina's party last night. It was so much fun to meet you. Put a room full of fabulous people together with some wine and good food, and how can you go wrong? Honestly, I can't wait for the next party. Is it going to be at your house? Seriously, though, if you're interested in hosting a party, not only is it bound to be a great time, but you'll also get some amazing host rewards just for having people over. Incredible, right? And I still have a couple of dates left open, so let me know if you'd like me to come and save one of those dates for you. I'd love to give Tina credit for her friends booking a party. And by the way, so it goes on saying the same thing. So you can do this verbally over the phone or send it in an email. I love that there's some scripts right here. And that's why I said I'll actually post these pages on there so you can use these words if you want. Then after 2 days, you want to also reach out to them 2 weeks after the show. And the goal here is to check in with them to make sure that they received their products and that you're encouraging them to use their products, and then also encouraging the guests to host their own party. So you can actually do that on the second call. And here are some words that you can put in an email. Hey, Deb, I'm just checking in to see how you're enjoying your large bar pan. Have you gotten it out of the box yet? Please find attached some great recipes to try out on it. My personal favorite are the sliders. So June is an exciting month to be a host with, and then you would talk about what your host special is. You would say, I still have these following dates open. Would one of those work for you? Don't forget, you have 30 days from when the host received your order to replace, refund, or exchange your products for free. So make sure you're totally happy with your products, and simply let me know, or you can let me or the host office know and that's the Pampered Chef phone number.
I think that was supposed to say the home office.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to say home office. Does anybody have any thoughts about that? Like, the second call is a really great way to build them and keeping them coming to your website, because if they have a product, I always tell them, like when they get a rock rock, I'll say, oh my goodness, if you get stumped with what to do with your rock rock, go to my website and type in rock and tons of recipes will come up. So you always you're never at a loss of what to do with it. So that's just a great way to build relationships. They know that you're watching out for them, and then they're also being sent to your website. Does anybody have any questions about that so far, or any of this so far?
If you do, unmute yourself because everyone's muted.
Okay. Well, the email or the
Okay.
phone call.
Hold on.
Sorry,
I have
go
a
ahead.
question. On virtual parties, if you post something like open the box, out of the box kind of post where you, after, a week or two after, has everybody got their items, show us what you've got. Would that be an acceptable thing? Instead of a mass email, would it be acceptable to post on the page?
I mean, I don't see why not, as long as they're responding and participating and showing pictures of their stuff. I think it's kind of fun when people receive their orders, they're taking pictures and broadcasting to everybody what they just got. I think that's kind of cool. Tina, what do you think?
Yeah, and you could take each guest that made purchases and make sure you tag them in that post so they see it.
Okay. Good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I have a
Go
little
ahead.
thing that I put the to-do list, and as soon as I know that it's shipped, I go back into my group, put your stuff is shipped, and then I put in that other little post, and it says, "This is your to-do list. Open the box, wash everything, use it, and then let us know how it is."
Oh, cool.
Very
So
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Obviously, you can do the same exact thing with the phone call. You know, you're saying the same thing. So either emailing or phone calling, it's the same concept. But that second call is where you're actually, sometimes people call it the out of the box call, just to kind of connect with them after the party. And then the other two is 2 months after the show. Oops, oops, oops. 2 months after the show. And here you're going to check in regularly with service-oriented communication that will keep Pampered Chef on everyone's minds. This is the most important connection to make because you've already acquired customers and now you want to keep them. So you want to opt in. If you have a personal website and you're doing all the eBiz tools, you want to opt in for your monthly e-newsletter because it's automatically sent out to your contacts and it's already filled with recipes, food facts, and recruiting messages. So it's designed to help you build your customer relationships that last. And plus, Pampered Chef is also sending out other marketing emails to help us with our business throughout the month, which is really, really great. And that does drive business to your website. So the 2 month after the call is pretty important too.
Does everybody, I'm sorry, Miriam.
Go ahead.
Does everybody on here know how to opt in on the newsletter and then add your contacts to receive the newsletter?
Are you talking about individually as you're putting the order in?
Well, of course there's that option, but if you haven't done that, then there's a way to do it in your contacts. When you go to your contacts on Consultants Corner.
Tina, do you want to share your screen? You want me to get out and you share your screen and show them, or are you not set up for that?
Yeah, I can do it real quick. Yeah. If you got, do you guys want to see that? Okay. All right. Just give me 1 second here.
Let me stop sharing here and I'll let you share.
Okay. I got to shrink everything. Oops. You cannot minimize Zoom when you're recording. Okay. All right. Sorry. I just tried to minimize Zoom while I'm recording. It says I can't do that. So hold on 1 second. I'm getting signed in here.
While we're waiting, can I ask a question? Do you ask each person as you're opting them into the newsletter?
No. I mean, I will at my shows, like if they don't want to host a party or they don't want to do the business, then I'll say, well, is it all right if I add you to my monthly e-newsletter? And they will say, usually yes. And then of course, you know, anybody that I'm talking about hosting or the business, obviously I'm going to, you know, always say, I'm going to, you know, put you to get my monthly e-newsletter so we can stay in touch kind of thing. And everybody's always fine with that. But I don't always get a chance to do that. Sometimes I forget, or sometimes there's outside orders that have went in that I didn't go back and put them in individually. So this is a way, about once a month, I try to go in and do this just to make sure nobody's been missed. So can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so you want to go to my contacts. Well, my cursor does this weird thing where it floats around for a second. So I don't know why. All righty. And then what you want to do is you want to select all. So you just click right there. That's going to select everybody. And then you want to hit right here, add to group. And you want to select send e-newsletter. And then hit add to group. And that's going to add everybody. Obviously, if they're already added, it's not going to add them again. It'll add anybody that's already not part of your e-newsletter. So, and it takes a bit of time, but it's as simple as that.
And it automatically gets rid of the duplicates. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. Simple as that.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let me get out of the screen share here. There we go. Okay. All right, we're out of it.
Okay. And we're back into this one. So words to say on an email for the after 2 months from the party. And you guys, all you simply need to do is in your calendar, you can say 2 days after, do 2-day calls for Tina. And then 2 weeks later, you find that date in your calendar and you mark on that day, do 2 weeks call for Tina's party. And then 2 months out, you do the same thing. So that way, when you open your calendar, you're reminded, oh yeah, I need to do my 2-week calls for Tina's party. That way you can pull it up on your shows and call all those people. So there are strategic ways of keeping track with that. But here it is 2 months out, and this is what you can say in an email or a phone call, because I'm sure they're very, very similar. Hi, guests. I just wanted to thank you again for your order on Sue's party. Are you still loving your large bar pan? Did you try the sliders? I just wanted to remind you that while we're out of our 30-day free returns and exchange, you still have a full year to do so, just have to send it back to the home office. So basically when something happens, they have to send back the damaged piece. Within 30 days, they don't have to send back the damaged piece. Pampered Chef will just send them a new one. But after 30 days, you have to return something that's damaged to the home office, and then they'll send you another one still for free, but you have to return that. You can call me and I can help you do that, or you can call the home office directly at that number. We come out with new products again in September and March. Would you like to book a super fun party of your own to introduce them to your friends? If you need any gifts or items for your kitchen, in the meantime, you can order 24/7 on my website, and then you put your link in the email. And I'm almost positive, let me look here, that the phone call is pretty much the exact same thing. You just say it instead of type it. So that's a really good thing. And this is definitely where you would want to, I would encourage the booking. You could do it in the second call or at this call here. So either one, those are great opportunities for you to talk about getting bookings on your calendar or even recruiting. So sometimes people, after they walk away from the party, they'll ponder it and they're like, oh gosh, that was really fun. I could see myself doing something like this. So you just really want to make sure that you are connecting with them about all those opportunities, whether it's booking or recruiting.
Can I interrupt for just a moment?
Uh-huh.
I think it was the GraceBot video. I've watched several this week. But somebody said that never underestimate your host, and just ask them if you can book a party immediately after theirs ends in 6 months.
Yeah.
And I've tried that this week, and my host was like, yeah, of course I want to book one in September when the new catalog comes out. So it's really worked for me. So I've even got ones in September already booked because my hosts are having so much fun in the spring.
That's awesome. And that's good to get them while it's fresh on their heads too. You're not waiting so long. They're just like, oh my gosh, yes, that would be awesome. So that's great, Deb. Thanks for sharing that. Another purpose for this third phone call is you can also use this time to check up on anyone who purchased seasonings to see if they'd like to reorder them because they'll run out of their seasonings. Or you can look and see what items would cross-sell with any of the items that they already purchased, or an item that would complete their set. Or if they shared with you their wish list and that item goes on sale or is on a host special, take advantage of that. That is where the building relationship takes place. All of these things, just making them realize that they are important to you, because you're like, they're like, oh my gosh, she remembered that I wanted that. I've done that to so many people. I'll have one on the back of my head and I'll say, oh my gosh, I got to call so-and-so because I remember this one lady when we got rid of our rosemary herb seasoning mix, when I told them at the party that it was no longer in the catalog, she was just so upset. She couldn't believe it. She goes, I usually get 3 or 4 of those a year. And I said, I'm so sorry. But I can tell you what, when they brought that back in the catalog, she was the first person I called to tell her that it was back on the catalog. And she couldn't believe I remembered that. So it's those little things that really go a long way with their customers.
How do you keep up with that, Miriam?
Well, that lady, she made a very, very vivid memory in my mind. So I remembered that. But honestly, I don't know how I would keep up with that. It's just, I might write it in my calendar on a page where I have I designate a little section. I'll just write so-and-so and, different things. So you just have to do what works best for you. So once again, don't freak out, because even this is just a conversation. We talked about how recruiting is just a conversation. Even customer care, it's just a conversation. You are just sharing an opportunity for them for you to build this relationship with them, and it's just having a conversation. So there's really, really no need to freak out. Does everybody agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Instead of sending out a survey, you're doing it more personally. A lot of people send out surveys like, rate us, how did we do, da-da-da-da-da. Well, you're doing it this way instead, which is even more personal than just taking another survey.
Plus, I don't remember Target calling me 3
Yeah.
times after I placed my order.
Yeah.
After I checked out. They didn't call me 3 times.
Yep, you're absolutely right. It's a really great opportunity. So we're still working on all of our skills, all of these things that we've been talking about these past several weeks. These are all part of our skills that we're honing, and we're in advancing and making them better. So skills are such a major component to your success. The more you tweak your skills, the more you learn about selling, host coaching, booking, recruiting, customer care, the better your service is going to be. The bigger your skill, the bigger your paycheck. That is so, so true. So all of these things that we're doing are just making you a better consultant. So again, skills are one of the easiest pillars in our business because it's the one everyone can fix anytime they need to. So make sure that you check within 2 days with every guest. Make sure you're checking within 2 weeks with every guest. Make sure you're checking within 2 months with every guest. Watch and listen to home office trainings. We talked about this. Go to conference. These are all the things that we've been talking about week after week. We send you in the homework assignment the required recording that you need to listen to, but we also send optional ones. Take time to listen to some of those because they're incredible. All that kind of training and teaching is coming. A lot of it's coming from the conference, so from past years, and it's just really incredible. We've got some amazing leaders in the company that are doing such great things, and they're so kind and willing to share their techniques and their experiences with us. So it can only help us, right? Does anybody have any questions?
Yes. Where are you going on your cruise?
The Bahamas.
Well,
And
have
it's
fun.
gonna be free, which is even better. So next year, the way everybody's doing on their teams, I'm expecting and hoping that we've got everybody going to Puerto Rico with us next year, right, Tina? I think you're still muted.
Yes.
Yeah, Puerto Rico's going to be great. I know that's on Deb's radar right there. So
Absolutely. Every day.
Are you tracking your points on the tracker?
Absolutely.
Woo!
I'm picking out my suntan lotion.
Woo!
oh yeah,
Awesome.
gonna be good. And I'll tell you, once you go on a Pampered Chef free trip, you're gonna want to make sure you earn it every year.
Yep.
So we'll post your homework assignment for this week. If you guys are, I know Jenna was having a hard time finding it. If you're not familiar with the pinned post, you don't really see it sometimes, like on your mobile device, it just says view pinned post. You have to actually click on that and the homework assignment will be there. That's where we've been posting it. So here's your homework assignment for this week. Follow the chef steps, which is connect, help, expand, and future and follow-up, future contact follow-up. So this is a great training that'll be really great for you to put into practice. And watch the video, and then of course fill out your e-document, and then make sure you guys are reaching out to your directors to make phone calls, okay? To do your follow-up calls. I know things get crazy and the week gets crazy busy, but make sure you're scheduling that time with your director. Okay? If nobody has any questions, anybody? Tina, do you have anything you want to say?
No, great job, Miriam. That was excellent. And I can't believe next week is our last class. Wow.
Yeah, and Tina and I haven't really talked about this, but we will be doing this again because our team is growing, and there's other new people that are going to be on here. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to start it up again, but we will be doing it again for the sake of some of these new people that are ready to really make this, to who are serious about their business. So,
and remember, there's going to be an exciting announcement for all of you who have 4 parties booked in May. So get on it, get your 4 parties booked for May so you can find out what that is. And you guys will stay on after our class next Sunday, and then I will reveal what that is and what that means to you guys.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
All right.
And they can be cooking parties, virtual parties, either one.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, ladies. You guys have an amazing week, and we look forward to hearing from each of you at some point during the week. Deb and
Thank you.
Jen, we can talk before I leave on Friday morning. So sometime this week, let's connect.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
All right.
Bye,
You guys
y'all.
have a great night.
Okay,
Bye,
bye, y'all.
Miriam. Bye.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you.